Welcome to the British Underground News Network, reporting live from an undisclosed location in London. I'm your host, James Allister.
And I'm your co-host, Archie Rothschild.
Here to bring you the most up-to-date news regarding the Allied forces. Earlier this week, our reporter, Alexis Gerard, was able to catch up with General Montgomery, who led the evacuation of over 250,000 troops during the Battle of Dunkirk, on which, unfortunately, our forces had been defeated by the opponent forces.
Hello, this is Alexis Gerard here with 1st Viscount Bernard Law Montgomery. Before we start, let's go over a couple of honorable achievements of the General. During Operation Overlord, also known as the Normandy Invasion, the General led all ground forces during the initial stages of the invasion. Also, he was named the Knight of Garter. General, it is such an honor sitting with you here today. What exactly was going through your mind during the initial stages of the invasion?
Well, my colleagues and I realized that the invasion was going to be tough. I mean, there was a reason we hadn't gotten into France before, but we knew the troops would persevere. However, I cannot take the majority of the responsibility for the invasion, as the American troops proved to be great allies to us.
Yes, they were. What are your future plans regarding Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party?
I believe that the forces need to retaliate and attack big. So I think if we can regroup at the German border and attack at once, we can crush the Nazis and Hitler in one shot.
Well, we know your plans for the war. What are your plans going to be after the war?
Well, I hope to get back to England and help out rebuild some of the areas that were bombed and ruined, maybe take up a political position to help with that. And then after that, I hope to retire to the English countryside with my family.
That's so nice. Your family must really miss you. Stay tuned for a special message from the General. Until then, a message from our sponsor.
While this war continues to ravage the mainland, those of us still here at home can do our part. By buying war bonds, you can ensure our sons have the clothing, guns, and food they need to win this war. Not only do these bonds provide a brighter future for them, but for us too. Remember, only together can we defeat the Germans.
Now we are back with General Montgomery. General, you had a message to our viewers?
Yes, thank you, Alex. I wanted to give a big thanks to the generous people back home who have helped develop the hardware to help us keep up this fight. Also those who have bought war bonds, and especially those who have sent their sons and husbands off to fight. We understand the challenges you must endure every day in their absence, but they are without a doubt the most crucial part of our offensive. From all of us at British Central Command, we thank you for your continued sacrifice.
Sorry to interrupt your interview, but we're receiving breaking news live from our reporter David Kamal, who is currently stationed along the German border.
We're just moved to a different location due to the large amount of troops mobilizing here at the border. But we captured this footage just moments ago that you'll only see right here on the British Underground Network. We have received no official word yet on what the Allied leaders have planned here in the next coming days. But with action of this magnitude, we can only presume whatever is going on will greatly affect the tide of the war.
Thanks, David. We all know how dangerous it is to be there right now, and I hope for your safety throughout the duration of the trip. Now, for tonight's bombing report with special reporter and demolition safety expert Thomas McCain, who is with only the most up-to-date reports from the Nazi spies embedded deep within our German ranks.
Although the recent recapture of France has certainly reduced the amount of bombings in recent weeks, warnings still exist for several cities around the country, including Manchester, Cambridge, Dover, and London. We advise all citizens to be aware of warnings and to have an emergency plan in the case of an attack. A few things to remember for shelter are to keep your head down, ensure adequate distance between yourself and the surface, and to protect younger children from collapsing debris.
Well, that concludes our news report for tonight, and thank you for tuning in. And stay safe in what is hopefully the last few months of this long and terrible war. Good night.